Okay, welcome back to the stream. And okay, so I didn't get much done as far as the story stuff goes. Actually, I did make some progress. It seems like whenever I have a short amount of time, I seem to actually get more done, which is kind of weird for me. It's not weird like the adage that the the uh, the amount of work or the amount that you get done expands to the time you have to do it or something. Some sort of something. I forget what the exact saying is, but hey, let's ask Chat GPT. It'll know it. Um, okay, click drag. Actually, I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna do I'm gonna have to do a summary. Okay, Friday, October 10th, 25, approximately 2:43 p.m. EDT. It's actually 2:43 when I actually put it in. Let it respond. Respond, respond, respond. I'm going to do the same thing that I did the first time. I'm going to have it give me a summary, and then I'm going to go to a new conversation. Um, hit the free plan already. That's okay, though, because what I'm asking for is not really that big a deal. Um, would you provide a summary that of this current conversation so I can paste it into a new conversation, as it seems this one is a bit sluggish. About time to start a new one. Now, at least it's processing. When the little thing is pulsing, that means it's thinking or whatever, and so that means it's slow on its side. But I find that slow on this side. In other words, like right now, like it's not necessarily processing. It's whatever the browser side is doing. It's doing some sort of processing that. Coordinate space adjustments, mouse position. Um, no thanks. This will do. Thank you. That's a straight up answer, isn't it? You're welcome. Awesome. Okay. New chat. I'm working on a game and I'm building a layout tool sort of like a map editor for rooms for it. Game is an adventure game in the style of you choose your own adventure, work in phases. This is the first making this tool so I don't have to use an existing editor. I'm using Redot 4.3, which is a fork of Godot 4.3. I'm using tool scripts to accomplish most of the editing I need, but I'm building a tool as a separate scene in the same project as the game. Here's the summary from the last ChatGPT conversation on the subject. Yeah, I know. The free plan. That's okay. Use a different. That's alright. Okay. So you can use this and whatever you have in memory or based off of previous conversations. Currently, I have the new cursor implemented, and the box that will act as the drag box is now tracking with the mouse. I can even paste some code in here just so we're on the same page. Not yet. Let me paste in the current code. Okay. So we are going to paste in script. I'm just going to go ahead and straight up paste in these script deals so that it kind of knows what we're working with. It should be able to decipher the select all, copy. This is the layout tool script, the main script for the scene. Okay, and then I have a few more scripts to paste. With me a moment. This still kind of makes it long to start with, but that's okay. It's not as long as the actual whole conversation, I don't think. Yeah. Yep, actually, I'm doing all of it, yes. Okay, layout room. Select all. Copy. Here's layout room.pd. I will paste a couple scripts. Just a moment. I'll go ahead and I guess select all, copy. Here's layout cursor.gd. Here's layout camera.gd. And we're gonna go to camera Select all, copy, and I guess multi-line probably multi-line. Select all, copy, and multi-line to the G. Create click area, looks solid, but careful with update click area. When panels resize, make sure it's called after resize panel. Yes. Zoom layout camera supports editor style zoom, but zoom centered doesn't adjust position, which is probably intentional. Yeah. Line updates handles both outbound doors and inbound room updates. Call it after any room movement or door rebuilds. Yeah, sure. Yep. Font handling. Um, dot clicked. Uh, you don't need the other scripts aren't really important because layout door just has a color for the line. It doesn't really do much other than that. Room and door have a structure, but that's not important right at this moment. I'm working on the drag box, so I have a color rect that tracks with the mouse. So now I need to resize the area 2D and also the color rect when you're dragging. And I actually think I can do that myself, but we'll see. Just wanted you to have the relevant information for when I need to ask you something. When the conversations get okay, when the conversations get too long, the responses start getting sluggish. In fact, sluggish. Let's see, when conversations get too long, the responses start being sluggish. In fact, sometimes even stops the browser, which I'm not sure how that works, but it happens to the point where I can close the browser window and then reopen ChatGPT, and the response is then already there. At that point, I start new ones, which is what I just did and why I gave you a summary and code. Not working good. Logic usually looks like this. Track the drag start. Store the global mouse position when the user presses down. Update on drag. It can be at the top left corner as minimum. Current mouse position. Compute as ABS current mouse size minus drag start. Right. Compute size ABS, current mouse position minus drag start. Apply that to both color rect position, rect size, and collision shape 2D shape extents. Pause the color rect size. You hit disaligned. Oh. I thought I changed the size of area 2D, but I guess it's the shape that needs to change size along with the color, of course. Doesn't have a size. You can set it to the box defined by its collision shape, so you need to update the rectangle shape 2D extents to match your drag box. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to attempt this, and you know how things work. Yeah, good evening again, Rook. Yeah, you know, I'm always looking off to the side. Actually, on the screen, it would actually be pointing to the left, but it's actually my right. Anyways, yeah, so I'm always looking at this. So when I check the chat, any of the chats, either that or RC, I'm usually looking to my right. But okay. Anyways, yeah. So we are going to. Okay, so I'm gonna start by. Let's go to layout tool. I want to start by running this for a quick second. So that's right. We do the shape extents like that. Let me think. Just set new position. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot. You know what I'm gonna do? I'll go ahead and we're doing this in process right now. I wonder if I shouldn't just do this in why don't I ask ChatGPT that? No, that's okay. Just getting this together. You know, I could probably do a helper function or whatever, but I'm just getting things working. Anywho, right now I'm running the cursor. Well, it's not the cursor because the cursor is just the cursor. It's already self selection. Running the selection box. And color rect position within process. In fact, I've set up input to only the input so that it flags whenever the mouse is moving or not, so that it doesn't always update in process just when it's moving. What would be the pros and cons of using process versus input. Event-driven only triggers when there's an actual input, so you're not running code every frame, not necessarily precise. You get the exact mouse movements, including press, release, motion. So your drag, start, and end are perfectly synced to user actions, less overhead, process runs every frame. Input only runs when an event happens. Cons, no automatic frame-based updates. If you want smooth visual following while dragging without new events, you might need process anyways. Slightly more key. You have to track the state, like dragging yourself and calculate position explicitly from the event's global position. That's the cons. Pros: frame-based updates. Every frame can smoothly update the selection box of the current mouse position, which can make animations and interpolations feel very fluid. Simple visual logic. If you just check if dragging update box each frame, no need to rely on inputs, mouse motion events. Runs every frame. Even if the mouse isn't moving, you might be recalculating positions unnecessarily, though in your case, you're getting updates with a flag. Yes, slightly less event driven. You don't need the exact input events in the same way. You still need input for starting and stopping the drag. Handle start dragging process while dragging, update visual positions every frame. Precise input events for starting and stopping. Smooth frame updates for drag box. You're essentially doing the hybrid approach without needing input for motion events. Perfectly fine. It's common lightweight optimization. No thanks. I'll be able to do that when I have this running. I'll probably use a function, but I can write it myself. Okay. You probably want to notice a few. Oh yeah, the shape is actually what counts. Moments along the way. I think I got it. We'll see if anything screws up. I can ask. Got it. Pardon me. Excuse me. Okay. Man, I was getting like up to 7 people watching on my part one, which is interesting. It might have had to do with the time that I started, right? I started later, and that's usually when I get more people. Right now, I only have 4 up there, 2 which may be myself, but it's kind of interesting that I'm getting less people here than I did earlier. And the story base is not when I usually have less people because more people are more interested in the programming, at least that are developing the game here. So, ooh, we got 5 in there now. That's cool. Cool, cool. Welcome to anybody and everybody. And okay. Yes, yes. Track 29. I'll go ahead and leave this is moving thing here, and that'll be fine. I will actually look a little bit at what it said though, because I got it like it said the ABS thing. Do the minimum. I mean it sort of showed me here. I don't need that though. I just need the drag start, which I should have drag start. Should have drag start in here somewhere. Where is? Okay, where are we at? We are in process. Where is process? Okay, what do I have at the bottom here? Input. See, I actually have the input down below. It's we're not worried about select room or clear selection. Okay, we'll put this up here. Like that. Should be okay. And then where is the process function? So we're going to take process, and I guess I'll take all these with it so they'll be in order still. Wait, what's this? Wait, oh, this is load all rooms. Okay, that's fine. Load all rooms. Update overlay. Let's see. Handle zoom. Process. And I am going to go ahead and just delete. Yeah, I know. Where is input? Input. Actually, it is moving thing. We're gonna put is moving down here. Right in here. Like so. Okay, and also that means now process and input, not only are they at the end, they're also together. And that way, I don't have to worry about, okay, where is this? Where is this? Where is this? Where is this? No, where is this? No, where is this? Where is, I don't know, where is this? And I'm going to delete some of these comments here. Same thing here. We're just setting the position on purpose because when I was yesterday, when I was clicking, I'd click once and the thing would be like down here somewhere, and then it would jump up to the mouse. And I think it's because it was the previous position it was at, so it wasn't really a bug exactly. I mean, it was working like it's supposed to. But now, now whenever you click, it always automatically updates the position. So I don't get that weird jumping effect here, which is good. Is get me a good. Mir gut. I don't remember what is get mir gut means. It's German. That's the only thing I remember from learning some German. Something like I'm doing good or something. I don't know. Forgive me, any German speakers. Okay, so print. I guess I can leave those prints there. That's all right, I guess. Okay. So now, shoot, this almost looks like it's okay. That like so. Just so I have it there visually. Okay. And put that. So. Okay, good. Okay, so, and actually, if I want to, here, let's do something here. That. Yep, I know. Ooh, look at that. Check it out. All right. I'll I'll do it every so often. I'll modify the formatting. I won't necessarily do the full formatting because it just take a lot of time. But I'll just continually keep formatting it until everything is looking like it's supposed to. Mm, 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 mm. I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow. I'm Mr. Something Timberlope. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Ba-da-ba-da-boop. Drag started. Do we have drag start position? I thought we did, but I don't know. Oop. I don't need to find anything in IRC. I need to find something in here. Drag. Got 13. It's a drag, man. It's a drag. It's a drag. It's dragging. Drag box. Okay, we do have drag start position, so drag start pause. And we only have 2 deals of that. If camera, selected rooms has a room. Okay, that's the thing we need to do. Start drag of clicked on a selected room, and this is actually in process single click, and in fact, it's not going to be doing anything until I start processing single click. So we want to get a drag position every time we hit the button. Right? And so this is how it's going to work, right? So we're going to drag the box, and then it's going to check it's going to check to see if the two area 2Ds overlap, and then it's going to probably a callback, but it's probably going to give me some sort of something that says that says okay, trigger this if there is a if there's an intersection, if there's a collision here, and then I'll have to be able to detect what which yeah, that'll have to be its own separate deal. It'll have to be able to detect which boxes are which. Um, anyways, let's try and start it on. Okay, let's run that. Okay, let's run this. The cool thing to me is when I run this, it automatically clears out the input. Okay, I don't think I want just set new position in there because that takes up a lot of space, and so I might still want it. I'll just comment it out. This delta thing, we'll just do that. What is the problem here? Errors. Oh, we'll just do that. So, and then we will not worry about that anymore. Output at the room tool. Clear all. Let's go to layout tool. Let's go to I might want to resize the cursor the farther away it is so that and then only resize it to a certain point, and I'll do that later though. Okay, what do we got for outputs here? I know I'm doing kind of like busy work here, but it's still kind of necessary. So drag started, drag ended. Main menu, global mouse, viewport coordinates. Okay, so let's see if we can remove all of those extra. Let's remove these two. We won't delete these either, but okay, started. Okay, Jag started, that's fine. Need something here. Print. That. That way, when we start this thing, sucker up. Okay. And we need to set the drag start position whenever we are dragging. Whenever we do the input, the drag start position is always there. So, drag start position equals, oh, you know what? Okay, do something here. Camera. Hold on a sec. Anything to do with camera. Camera. This actually drags. I guess I'll leave that in there. So nothing will happen unless I actually put something in selected rooms array. So that will be okay. We can just leave that. Oh, this main menu position thing doesn't need to be in here. And that's what it was barking at me before. Okay, so camera. I don't know if I should. Here, let me ask ChatGPT because I don't know if I should um, let it matter about camera. Okay. So whenever I get the camera position, I need position. I need to check if the camera exists. Let me think. In the input function, I was thinking of setting mouse coordinates global if camera exists, and if camera doesn't exist, what would be the most appropriate default setting? Should I just get standard viewport position? Which doesn't make sense because then it wouldn't show up. Or something else. Series selection box or whatever still has some reference point. The key is the default should be something predictable and non-crashing, even if it won't reflect the actual world position. Here's some options. 0, default to viewport center. That might be a good one. Default to viewport center. Visible on the screen. Could produce weird behavior trying to select rooms when the camera isn't on. We'll be dealing with that. I'm not gonna be. I won't be doing it, I guess, without the camera or without whatever. Last camera position, last mouse wheel position, camera is no. Let's reuse that last value. 0, 0. Last. Um, I can actually write a I can actually write a I, I I don't know if I still have it. I might delete it, but get mouse position essentially. So get mouse position will get a world position, but I can have it return the global last mouse world position. I could do that just in case there's anything weird happening. I don't suspect that would happen. We had a get mouse position function which wasn't giving me correct coordinates because if it's still there, I can just use that. But to check, I'm not sure about the last mouse world position thing. How often do you think during running that the camera exists? It should exist until I leave, until I close it. I don't really expect to lose the camera during running. This is mostly for when it starts up and hasn't yet created the camera. I'll probably do viewport center because, let's see, there isn't a time when the viewport is not ready, correct? In other words, viewport center should be just fine. This way, if it is in the center and doesn't move, I know the camera wasn't created. Viewport's always ready once the scene tree exists. Even in the very first frame, get viewport size will give you the viewport size, so using the viewport center as the default. It's actually a nice choice because it's predictable. Clearly distinguishable from normal mouse position so that the cursor selection box stays there. You know the camera isn't ready yet. Okay, so the next thing I guess I need to do is I need to. Okay, so I think I'm gonna be going till 4 o'clock here just because I started late. Um, because I did everything a half an hour later, so I still have half an hour. But what we're going to do is I'm going to check to see if get mouse position. Something here. Get mouse. Get mouse position is commented out. Okay. We're actually going to bring this back, but we're just gonna it'll essentially be completely rewriting it. Uh, okay. Shoot. Drag start. Let's take drag start and bring it down. Okay. $740. What? Where's this? Actually, where's this? Oh, this process single click. Okay, that's all right. In fact, we'll just, I guess, um, I want it down here. I think we're gonna put this in. We're gonna put this above process. I think this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and Control K. It doesn't matter if none of this is correct, although it looks like it is correct. Okay, so get mouse position. It's not going to be called mouse local anymore. It's just going to be called mouse pause. That. Okay. Now, if camera, we want. Okay. We're going to return mouse pause like this. Then we want to say if camera. Um, non-existent defaulting to 0. We're not going to do it that way. Is what we're going to do is um, here. Um, what? No. Not, is it get viewport? I mean, I could look this up on the docs, but this is kind of quicker. It's probably get viewport, right? Yeah, get viewport. That dot get mouse position. Okay, we're going to do that, but we're going to do it. We're going to say we I guess need a vector too, don't I? Get viewport dot size divided by 2. That's right. Okay. Dot size divided by 2. Do like that. If camera mouse pause equals. Actually, we're going to take these out too. This. Mouse pause equals camera dot get global mouse position like so. Warning, camera non-existent, defaulting to center of viewport. That. So that way, now get mouse position, gets the mouse position. So now, camera dot get global mouse position. Okay, get mouse position. Okay. Control R. Replace it with get mouse position. Think. Right. Okay. Replace. We'll replace that. Replace. Replace. And we should only have one, which is right. Okay. And debugger. Oh, weird. Okay. That doesn't matter, does it? Okay, so this should still work like it did work. It's just I have it in a function now. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, that's good. All right, now I can just call that whenever I need to. Okay. So let's see now. Okay, so when we start our drag, start a drag, man. Drag start, drag end. We get the position every time, so drag start position equals get mouse position. Now, I'm going to do this in the process. Actually, why don't we is moving. Okay, why don't we put this underneath? Why don't we put process down below and input down on top of that? There. Is moving. Okay, we'll put that back. I know it's not there. Okay, we'll put that up here because that's going to be in both of those. So that should work there. Okay. It's having things restructured a little bit. And okay, so we want is moving. Put this print back. Instead of just set, we'll just put it at the end here. And we'll say drag box start equals drag box start. Drag start position. And it should be drag. We'll say drag start because it doesn't need to be exact there. Drag start position. Okay. So now we're just going to check that out. How come? Oh, because we only do it if it's moving. No, this is not. Wait a second. Yeah. I don't need that in there. I need this up in where it started, so. Okay, we'll put it in here, I guess. That, and now that way, it'll just do it whenever I boom, boom. Okay, that's working okay. And let's go back to, now I have to resize. Um, Hold on, where's the thing? Okay, compute, okay, yeah, you need to compute the top left corner. Compute the size, apply that. Right. Oh, yeah. User presses down. Okay, that's when it's moving. When it's moving, so it'll be is dragging is moving. So in process is where I'll do it, I guess. Where I will compute top left corner, which is actually it'll be position, I think. So okay, so here's what we got here. Down. You said top left corner is just the area 2D position and direct positions. Correct. In this setup, color rect position is top left corner of the rectangle and parent coordinates. No, 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 no. At least based on what it told me before and what I think is how it works. Because I'm not sure if that's, I mean, if I'm like 100% correct, but how it works is the shape is local to the shape is local to the area 2D. In which case, I don't want to move the shape. I want to leave it where it is. So when I move the position, I move the area 2D. But when I resize it, I, of course, resize the shape. Actually, from what you told me in another conversation, the shape, the collision shape is local to the area 2D it's attached to. So I don't want to move that because I'd be moving the I'd be moving it relative to the area 2D. Instead, I want instead collision shape needs to be at 0, 0, and I move the area 2D, except I resize the rect as I'm dragging. Area 2D position, top left corner of drag box. Collision shape 2D shape extends half the width, half the height of the rectangle, but keep the shape at 0, 0 inside. It doesn't need to be half the width and half the height of the rectangle. That's not the way that works. I'll be expanding it. From what I understood, everything is 0, 0. So it'll be the top left corner anyways. It should be the top left corner. You know, if it's not the top left corner, I should be able to see that pretty easily because it's going to be off away from my cursor. But I don't think that's going to be the case. No, you don't need to sketch anything. Half the time when you do stuff, it kind of screws up. Okay, so we are going to so the selection box is there in 2D. The color rect is okay. So this is like it's supposed to be here. Oh, that's right. This is how I need to do it. And I'll do this like this. What I'll do is I'll do min. And what was it? It was drag start current mouse position. Drag start position, comma, get mouse position. So, semicolon. Now I wonder if this is going to affect what it does right now because I haven't resized anything. I'm just moving the thing. Okay. So what was the valid type function vector 2 to float? Ah. Um, let me do a regular search here. Bravely it will pop up, but that's fine. Um, just in Godot 3.4.3, is there an equivalent function to min that works with vector 2's instead of floats? Built-in min-max global functions do not perform component-wise op comparisons in vector 2 types. Oh, lexicography first by X then by Y, leading to potentially unexpected results when using vector 2 values. Component-wise, minimum maximum operations on vector 2 values. You should use minimum max methods provided directly on the vector 2 class. Oh, it'd be vector 2.min, wouldn't it? Okay, let's stop this. No. Let's see something here. That's another interesting deal. Maybe I need to do separate. Okay, so I'm basically making a drag box for selection in a tool making. The idea is you click to get the start position of the drag, and then the actual current mouse position, and then choose the lower value, so that if you're dragging from right to left or bottom to top, it will automatically pick the top and left. Maybe I need to do that manually. But it's straightforward. Get the top left corner, minimum X and Y, and the bottom right corner, minimum X and Y of your drag selection box. Calculate the min and max of the start and current mouse positions component-wise. Okay. I can do min on that, of course. Oh, I see. Box top left is vector 2. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I don't need the bottom right corner because I probably don't need the bottom right, just the size for which I do ABS, but that should be component as well, correct? You can calculate the size of the selection box using ABS component-wise. Returns a new vector 2, which with each component set to its absolute value. This is perfect for calculating lane width and height of your drag box regardless of drag direction. Oh, so it actually has a thing to do that with, huh? Okay. Drag in, drag start. Okay. That's right. Okay, but the dragon is always going to be... Okay, the dragon's always going to be the... drag that in is always going to be the current position. Correct? Or... okay. Okay. Um... Let's see. And minus drag start. ABS. Size. Drag that in is always going to be the current mouse position. Correct? Yes, in your drag selection logic, drag in where the current mouse position should be always be the current mouse position during the drag operation. Update the value every frame inside processor input process, right, while the drag is active, right. If is dragging, which I got that. Current mouse position equals global, get global, right. Drag dot end equals current mouse position. Okay, let me check something here. I know something is like confusing me a little bit. Selection box position, which is top left. I don't want to do this when I don't want it to switch every time I move, right? Am I right? You only need to do that once. So what I need to do is I need what am I missing here? So right now in my process function, whenever I move, I'm setting the selection box. It's called selection box. Drag selection box position at a minimum Oh, that's right. I can't do it on that, can I? Okay, that aired right because that's all right. It's about time for me to quit anyways, though, which means I won't get this done till like next week, which is I don't know. We'll see. Hmm. think I think I'm missing something. I grab the start position when I press down. That's this button is pressed. And during the drag, the current mouse position acts as a dynamic endpoint. So drag start captured once a mouse press, dragging updated continuously while dragging. You use these two to calculate either the rectangle to of the selection box or the size via current position. Right. See. For changing the size and position, changing the size of the box. Uh, I want to make sure to swap. Uh, don't I need to swap start and end in there somewhere? Because I might be moving bottom to top or right to left, correct? Yeah, your position. Calculate the size using current position minus drag start. But if um, so let's say I am moving diagonally up and to the left. If drag start is the same position, but I do the size, um, the size will always be should always be toward the bottom left. In other words, I think it would be resizing it in the opposite direction, wouldn't it? Luckily, you can't get the AI mad. It'll just say no or yes or... Rec 2, drag start. Current mouse minus drag start. .abs. This makes drag start top left only if you drag down right. If you drag up left, drag start is no longer the top left, but the visual rectangle will still appear to expand from your click point. Okay, so... Alright. Thank you. I am going to... I'll probably end up asking ChatGPT that, but I can't right now because I'm over time now. I'm just thinking in terms of... Oh, so the size will be positive if I'm going downward. The size will be negative when I'm going upwards. Is that how it works? But the size is still the size. I don't know. I kind of don't get it in a way. I'll have to. I don't know. I'll have to try it and to check it out and to figure stuff out and ask and whatever, just so I understand it. This is it's kind of my problem. This is why in Let 'em Dare years ago, I would ask the same question over and over again, and I try to rephrase it differently because I couldn't get my head around some stuff. So that's that's my block or learning disability or what are you gonna call it? I don't have a learning disability. I'm just saying that's my mental block. My mental block won't allow my head to do that because it should always be top left to bottom right. I mean, conceptually, it should be top left to bottom right. So your size grows. Now, if my top left, if my drag start here is down here, and I am moving the mouse up here like this, the top left should actually move up here because they're reversed. So as I do that and I change the size will be positive, always positive. So that means it'll grow in the opposite direction in my mind. I can be wrong. I might be wrong because the AI might be that good. It might be completely right. But my head, my logic's going that doesn't work, and I'm not really sure though because I'm not very good at math and I don't know that much about vectors and all the good stuff. So we'll have to try it. We'll have to see if we can get it working. We'll see. Maybe I'll ask Chat GPT or maybe I'll ask Grok later on, like off screen, off stream. Anyways, so I wanted to thank everybody and thanks for watching part 2 today. And probably, I can't say for certain, but most likely I'm going to be off for the next week. And so I won't be streaming till the week after next, which, as I said earlier, is like the 20th, right? So the week of the 13th through the 17th. But then, so the next week is actually the 20th, starting the 20th. So you might not see me till the 20th. Anyways, thanks for watching part 2, and I will see you either next week or I'll see you on Monday. It depends. but most likely next week, Monday the 20th, instead of next, instead of week after next, instead of next week. Anyways, thank you for watching part 2.